bold predictions for the opening night of the 2025-26 Blackhawks season. That's what we're talking about today on CHGO Blackhawks. I'm Jay Zawoski. There's Mario Tirabassi.
Hello.
Why don't you go first, my friend? What do you got? What's your fearless prediction for opening night for the Blackhawks this season?
Fearless. I want to preface this that I am not rooting for this player
it's a bad start
to have a bad season or a bad training camp or anything like that. It behooves the Blackhawks if this player is good and productive. But I am going to make a bold prediction that I don't believe Lukas Reichel is on this team starting the season in October. There could be a move out there between now and October where, you know, the Blackhawks and another team look at some young players, or, you know, you look at Reichel and you look at, you know, where the team is at, and they say, look, like, this might be just best for both parties to try and move forward with new scenery, a new opportunity elsewhere. I think that you look at the players that are in the system right now, that are coming up the ranks, that Kyle Davidson really is putting a lot of weight behind. And Lukas Reichel was not a Kyle Davidson pick.
Nope.
But he's been around. He's been in the NHL. He's had flashes of talent and skill and development, but the consistency in his game hasn't been there. Training camp is going to be a big indicator of I think, where Reichel is at. We've seen him this offseason. He talked about wanting to be able to get stronger, and you know, look on his Instagram, and he's got training videos out there and everything. So, like, he's putting in the work. It's going to see how it translates when training camp goes through, but I think there is a likelihood that he is part of maybe a one-for-one change of scenery. I don't know who else would be out there, but come training camp time, there's always guys that you look at and you're like, oh, this guy might be blocked, or this guy might not be, you know, liking his situation in Buffalo or Anaheim,
another
or
prospect
whatever.
Is more ready than the other team expected. And
I that's my first of two, is that Lukas Reichel is moved before opening night.
All right, well, that's interesting because it leads into mine pretty nicely. Mine is that there will be a player on the opening night roster that is not on the roster today or in the organization today.
Okay.
So someone that is acquired via trade or free agency, I believe, will be added before the season begins. And I do think it could be a trade. It could be a Lukas Reichel trade. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility at all. We have long been speculating that, like you mentioned, a change of scenery could really benefit him. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that we've also heard reports that there might be interest in a veteran defenseman. There's some decent free agent forwards left. I don't really want any of them at this point, but it wouldn't shock me if Kyle Davidson said, maybe one more. I think if it's going to be anyone, though, it's going to be a defenseman. Don't have a specific name, but there's been a lot of smoke around a depth defenseman, and I feel like there might be a temptation, if that's the case, to maybe help Connor Murphy not be the only veteran on the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Alex Vlasic is there.
Yes, he's old man Vlasic.
He's definitely, kind of put his roots in the NHL there. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if there's still some sort of move at the NHL level that Davidson has. Free agents, I mean, yeah, we've seen it before where, you know, guys go through July and August, and they get to the start of training camp and they're like, oh, we've signed so-and-so, or, you know, someone gets a PTO and then, you know, earns a contract out of camp. I hasn't really been Kyle Davidson's MO to do PTOs or anything like that. Remember asking him that specifically when Phil Kessel was still trying to make his comeback, and he said, it's not really something we're going to do. But it's on the table. I mean, it's a possibility. So, yeah, I think that I wonder who that would be. Again, I don't have a name in mind, but there are still some NHL quality players out there that don't have a home currently.
Marc-Edouard Vlasic is available.
Sure. Yeah, get the whole family back together.
Yeah. I mean, there's free agent wise, there's not a lot, to be honest, but I think there could be a trade to be made. It could even be a draft pick traded. Say, hey, you know what? We need a vet. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's a kid ready in another organization that was unexpected.
Sure.
All right. What's your second one?
My second one is 2025 third overall pick, Anton Frondell, makes the team out of training camp. I think based off of what Scott Powers wrote a couple weeks ago, or a couple days ago rather, about the what I'm hearing about the Blackhawks and everything. He wrote that based on every conversation he's had, the way that the Hawks view Frondell and the way they talk about him, the value they have of him, he's going to play in training camp, and he's going to be given every opportunity to prove that he can stick or that he can stay with the team. Now, if he doesn't and goes back to Sweden, that's completely fine. That's not totally a failure at all, and he'll definitely get some valuable development playing with his Swedish team. They got promoted up to the top league in the SHL, so it's going to be a step up in competition for him. But I think that he's going to be given an opportunity to make the team. And you know what? For my bold prediction, I'm going to say he runs with it. And I think you look at the skill set he has, you look at the size, you look at the fact that he's already played professionally overseas and has played against fully grown adults. Like that gives him a step up. And he's going to play in the Tom Curvers. He's going to play in the World Junior Summer Showcase with Team Sweden. Like, he's going to play a lot leading up to training camp, so I think he's going to hit the ground running. I say he makes the team, and he gets some chemistry going with Connor Bedard.
All right, I was going to say for my second one that Sam Renzel and Artem Levshinov make the team. To me, that is not fearless enough. So I'm going to say, barring an injury that requires a rehab stint, Artem Levshinov does not play a game in Rockford this year.
Ooh, okay.
I think he makes the team out of camp and doesn't look back. Full-time NHL player from opening night till the end of the season. Again, barring he missed a month and wants to get his conditioning up.
Knock on wood.
But if that's not the case, if there's not an injury, I'm going to fearlessly predict that Artem Levshinov is a Blackhawk for the entire season.
I like that. I would love to see that, and I don't think that that's out of the realm of possibility. Now, the right side of the defense, you got Renzel in the mix. Levshinov's there. Murphy's there for now.
Shea Weber.
Shea Weber's contract.
Can't forget.
And then, you had Del Mastro and Allen and Kaiser kind of playing their offsides and stuff there. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's really a blocked path in any way for Levshinov to be able to get that. And yeah, if you want to really kind of ease him into being a full-time NHLer, you can, because there is that path and that opportunity there. If he's, plays power play and then you kind of shelter his 5-on-5 time, that's fine. I think there's definitely a way in the lineup with that defensive group that you could do that. Or if you just want to throw him into the fire and see what happens, because that seems to have worked for him over his development path, going from overseas to USHL to college to AHL and NHL. Maybe he likes that challenge.
We'll find out in 3 short months. And if we're wrong, we'll just delete the video and no one will be the wiser.